back to the Fermented World Homebrew channel. Today we're looking in on the long-awaited Kiwi and Lime mead. It's just been sat for so long. I've been busy doing other things. I had a massive shed to build, a garden to clear. That's all done now. First week of the summer holidays with the kids, just chilled, did nothing. So we're back on it now. We're going to be getting this into secondary today, and in the next video we'll be getting my mint leaf, garden mint leaf mead into secondary as well. So what we're going to be doing here, we're going to be removing this liquid into this. We're then going to get rid of the stuff that's left in there, which will be the fruit. We're going to taste it, and then we're going to add some dried kiwi, possibly. We might not. It depends what it tastes like after the honey's added, because we're going to need to sweeten this back up. So let's get it on. Get it transferred. I'm going to keep this airlock as it is, but I'm going to dip it in some fresh sanitizing water. I've got some clean demijohns over there. Pardon me. So we are going to be using clean demijohns which have been washed and sterilised. Just hoy that up there. And normally I'd add stoppers in now, but I don't know what the gravity is. So I'm actually going to transfer it and then we'll do that bit. Sometimes I let the stoppers mix in as it's going, but we're going to give this a mix with the honey anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So for that reason, let's just quickly speed this up. Okay, so we've racked it off. Now we're going to take a hydrometer reading and see what ABV we've got. See whether there's any sugars left or whether it's gone dry. It should have gone dry. I mean, it's been on there for more than a month. It most definitely has gone dry. You can see it already. 0.992 is where that's at. Let's have a quick look on this, what it started off at. It started at 1.090. So, quick calculation, and we should find out what that actually is. I use an app called, not to tell you what it's called now, Brewer's Friend. And it's got a nice little calculator on it which saves you having to faff around doing all the maths. Let's get ourselves a glass and we'll have a little taste, see what we've got. See what we're packing. Ideally, I want the lime to still be in there. And I want there to be a lot of kiwi flavour. There was a lot of kiwi put in for that very reason. But we do want the lime still there. Even when we sweeten it, we still want to be able to taste the lime. So it may even be that I need to quickly defrost a lime that I froze because I knew that I wasn't going to use them for a long time. So I banged them in the freezer and then quickly juice one to add to it after. But let's see what we got. Obviously it's very dry, so on the nose you don't really get a great deal. I'm getting a lot of lime there. It's actually quite nice as it is, but the kiwi just doesn't come through. The lime's there, the lime's quite prominent, so we might not need any lime because I only wanted a subtle lime. And even with all that kiwi in, it's not giving me any kiwi flavour. Unless I just can't taste it. So in this, I get a lot of lime. You can smell it straight away. It's kind of amplified by the dryness of it as well. So what we're going to do is, we know we've got 13.2, something like that. That's perfectly good for me. We're going to add some honey. We're going to taste it. We're going to see where we're at with the sweetness to lime, I'm going to put my normal amount of honey in, which is about half a 720 pot. So we'll see what we get. It's going to go one or two ways. It's either going to be not enough lime or just enough lime, one way or the other. But we are definitely going to be adding the dried kiwi in there, because we need that for the kiwi and lime. And I may even put a little bit less honey in, but we'll see how we go when we taste it. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a stoppers, which is potassium sorbet and a Campden tablet. 1 gallon batch, so 1 Campden tablet. And why is this wet? Oh my giddy arms. A wet pestle and mortar. Perfect. Now we'll just get what we can from it. Which will be not a lot. So that's that screw for now. So I'm going to get a bowl, and I'm going to do it the old school way, without pestle and mortar. This is the way I used to do it. There was definitely not enough in there, so we're just going to get a Campden tablet. We're going to get the back of a spoon, and we're just going to crush it down as well as we can. As fine as possible is how you want it, so it dissolves nicely. And what this does is it sterilises the liquid, stops it from oxidising and stuff like that, just keeps it preserved in the bottle a little bit longer. The potassium sorbet stops the yeast being able to consume any more sugar from any honeys that we're about to put in. So that's the Campden tablet in, and if I remember rightly, it's half a teaspoon of potassium sorbet, and that's why it's wet. I've dribbled it all over the place when I lifted the thing up. That explains it. So fermentation, half a teaspoon, yeah. So in with that, half a teaspoon. Go back in there for now. And we're going to get some honey. Trying to find the old honey so I can use that up before the new ones. Here we are. The honey's the same, I expect. It's just they've released it in a different shaped bottle. So one of these inside the container is 760 grams. So we need 380 grams to be on there once we've poured in what we think is half. It tastes so good. $3.90, I'm going to go with that, just because it's better than adding too much. We're going to mix that in. So we don't need to use a power tool. If you haven't got one, that's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it, just use a spoon. I just find it gets it mixed a lot quicker, a lot easier. We are doing this gently. We don't want to add any oxygen to this. Adding oxygen will just make your beverage go crap. So good mix, and then we're going to have a taste. This will mix the stoppers in as well. Just check the sides, make sure we've got no residual bits. clinging into the gaps there. We have got a bit stuck in the corners, but what I'll do is I'll finish this with the spoon, as we won't get those bits out of the corner really. If it's in there, it's in there. And that's just a paint mixer, obviously never used for paint, because that would be daft. And we're just going to get those bits out of the corner and mix them in. There wasn't a great deal there, to be honest. It was just like a very small amount, just hid in the corner where this couldn't particularly get it. So I think we're good at that. Now we are going to have a taste, so I'm going to drink this now. Again, there is a lot of lime there, and I do get something now, but the dryness isn't a flavour that I like. I don't like dry beverages, which is why I don't really drink wine. Why am I drinking that much? Bloody hell. Too busy yabbering. I'm gonna put loads in my glass. So we've got sweeteners. That could be the lime. There is a bit of a sharpness to it, which I expect is the lime. Right, so that's that back up to 22, which is good. This has been sterilised, so it's fine to go back in. I'll be back in 1 second. Yeah, so I'll just say, I'm sorry about that. The lime's still there, or there's a citrusiness there, so it has to be the lime. So I think we're going to leave it at that. We're going to add some dried kiwi and see where we go from there, really. So let us see how we're going to get some dried kiwi in here. So I had to put it in this tub because I bought it and the packet wasn't airtight, so I wasn't too impressed with it really. So I put it in a tub. So here's what we've got: some dried Anybody want to try a piece of dried kiwi? Well, they weren't impressed. Only one of them actually liked it. The other three flipping spat it out. So I'm going to need to weigh a measurement of this out, aren't I? For scientific reasons. You can get this on Amazon. That's where I got it from. Kind of reminds me of a don't know if you know what a straub is, a type of sweet, Haribo sweet. That's what it reminds me of. So anywho, we're going deep on this. I'm going for 100 grams. Simply because, in fact, no, I'm going to go for more than that. Because it's heavy. Oh, maybe 100 grams will do. Let's do 150 because we've got loads. Let's not be shy. Or 200. Let's do 150. We can always add more, but we can't take it away. So that's where we're at for now. Let's get that out of the way. We're going to cut these up into slices and we shall pop them in. So I shall speed this bit up. Okay, so that's our kiwi in there. Now we're going to transfer this back into here, let it sit for maybe 2 weeks, and then we will come back, give it another taste. I mean, there's probably no point me putting any kiwi in that, but no, of course it's not, because it's not going to release enough flavours for me to know what it tastes like anyway. But there's definitely that citrusy there. And maybe a bit of kiwi now. I'm really not sure. I want to say there is, but I don't want to say there is and then y'all try it and then there not actually be that flavour in there. So we've mixed our honey in, we've put our stoppers in. We're now just transferring this mead back into here to sit on the kiwis for about 2 weeks, I think, or longer, however long you see fit. And yeah, we'll replace the airlock. And we're good to go, really. That's pretty much fine. Gonna let that just quickly to the other one. I'll be back. So we'll get the new demijohn written up as to what's in it, because that always helps. We'll put the percentage on, which was 13.2, and we'll wait 2 weeks. Probably even put the date on, today's date, so we know how long 2 weeks has been, and that way I won't have to come back and look at the video to find out what it actually is. I'm just going to get a tissue. You have to dry these things off. It's got a bit of drips on. If it's wet, you will not be able to write on it with a marker pen, or a dry marker pen anyway. So yeah, we're going to do that. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.